Euthydemos and Demetrios, the Greek kings of the East. In the 3rd century before our era, far beyond the mountains of Persia and the deserts of Central Asia, a Greek kingdom flourished at the crossroads of civilizations. It was the realm of the Greco-Bactrian kings, a powerful lineage of conquering kings called the Euthydemid dynasty that carried the heritage of Alexander the Great deep into the East. Its founder, Euthydemos I, ruled from around 260 to 200 BC. Once a satrap of Sogdia, Euthydemos rose through ambition and strength. Around 224 BC, he seized power from King Diodotos II, establishing his own dynasty that would dominate the region for generations. Apollodorus called Bactria the ornament of Ariana, where Greek wisdom, art, and kingship met the ancient civilizations of India and Central Asia. Strabo concludes that their empire extended farther still beyond India, beyond the high passes, reaching even to the mysterious Ceres, China, and the Phryne, Mongolia, the peoples at the edge of the world, at the borders of the Qin kingdom. Thus, the legacy of the Bactrian Greeks stood as one of history's most astonishing expansions. Ancient historian Polybius recounts how Euthydemos and his son, Demetrios, faced one of the greatest challenges of their time, an invasion by the Seleucid king Antiochus III, known as the Great. From 209 to 206 BC, the armies of the Seleucids marched east, intent on reclaiming Bactria. Euthydemos resisted fiercely. When his forces were driven back to the fortified city of Bactra, he endured a grueling 3-year siege. Antiochus, unable to take the city, finally recognized Euthydemos as its rightful ruler. The peace that followed secured the independence of Bactria and set the stage for its golden age. Euthydemos was more than a warrior. He was a builder and a visionary. He expanded his territory northward into Sogdia, fortified the eastern borders, and constructed powerful defenses, including the Derbent Wall at the Iron Gate. His coinage, abundant and beautifully crafted, spread Greek imagery and authority across Central Asia. Some historians, such as Christopoulos, believe Euthydemos's influence reached even further, perhaps as far as Gansu and the Tarim Basin, near the edge of China. There, Hellenized Saka horsemen and Greek settlers guarded frontier cities long before he formally claimed the throne of Bactria. Among his companions and heirs was his son, Demetrios, later remembered as Demetrios the Invincible. From a young age, Demetrios showed courage and intelligence beyond his years. During the siege of Bactra, Antiochus himself was impressed by the boy's bearing and noble character, and, as Polybius tells us, offered him one of his daughters in marriage. This act of diplomacy would forge an uneasy peace between the Greek realms of the East and West. Around 200 BC, Demetrios began his own campaigns. Crossing the towering Hindu Kush, he advanced into Taxila and the lands of northern India. His ambition did not stop there. He consolidated Bactrian control over the Tarim Basin and the trade routes that would one day form part of the Silk Road, linking Greece, India, and China. Around 186 BC, Demetrios launched his greatest conquest, a campaign into the Indian heartland, reaching as far as Pataliputra, the capital of the Mauryan Empire. To many in India, Demetrios became known as Dharmamita, the one who would die for the Dharma. He and his armies were seen as protectors of the Buddhist faith, a continuation of the tolerant, enlightened rule once fostered by Emperor Ashoka Maurya. On his coins, Demetrios sent a powerful message of harmony: the elephant, sacred in Buddhism, the crescent and stupa, symbols of the Chaitya, and the bull of Shiva, emblem of Hinduism. Through these images, he honored both Greek and Indian traditions, blending them into a single vision of peace and cooperation. Yet, as history often reminds us, great empires seldom remain united. After Demetrios's death, around 180 BC, though the exact cause is unknown, his successors struggled for control. Kings such as Pantaleon, Agathocles, and Antimachos rose and fell, sometimes ruling together, sometimes at odds. Civil wars fractured the once mighty Greco-Bactrian realm. Eventually, a new power emerged. Euthydemos the Great, a talented commander who seized the throne and brought an end to the Euthydemed line. Still, the legacy of Euthydemos and Demetrios endured long after their dynasty's fall. Their cities, their coins, and their vision of cultural unity stood as proof that the Greek world had not stopped at the Aegean or even at Persia, but had reached across mountains and deserts to meet the civilizations of India and China. Through their rule, Greek philosophy, art, and science mingled with the wisdom of the East, creating a world where East and West were no longer separate, but bound together by roads, by trade, and by the shared dreams of kings.